A teacher takes the stand.
And kids started running. They were screaming, they were running. It was extremely loud, chaotic.
In day 3 of the Parkland sentencing trial, the nation's heat wave spreads to South Florida,
Thought I had at least a day in me. I don't know if I'll make it tonight.
with the heat index hitting its peak later today. And instead of heading out to sea, a group of baby turtles head into a South Florida restaurant. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Elena Key.
I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Today is Thursday, July 21st of 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Teachers' testimony. Educators on the stand talking about coming face-to-face with the MSD mass shooter. More testimony scheduled for today as disturbing details emerge from the MSD school shooting sentencing trial for Nicholas Cruz.
Day 3 of the sentencing yesterday included testimony from teachers and students who survived the shooting in 2018. Jurors listened as teachers such as Stacy Lapo shared their accounts of the fatal day.
So we start walking towards the stairwell, which is about 20 feet from my classroom. Maybe I walked about 2 feet and I heard the screams before I heard anything else.
Jurors also heard testimony from students like Anthony Borges, who showed the court the scars on his abdomen from where he was shot. The trial will decide whether Cruz gets life in prison or the death penalty.
The recent Supreme Court decision to overturn its own landmark abortion ruling is having a particularly strong effect on undeserved communities. Reporter Yvette Franco from the RDC Bureau in Washington this morning.
Pro-abortion advocates say limited abortion will not necessarily result in less abortions, but instead could increase the number of illegal abortions. They told me the ripple effect will put underserved communities, Black and Hispanic people, at a greater risk.
Body or choice? Our body or choice?
Because I actually had an illegal abortion in Mexico when I was 16. I came out to a family member. I am bisexual, and he thought that, by assaulting me, he was gonna fix who I love. And my family did not support my desire to get an abortion. So I ended up going to an unlicensed, it was a med student, and I got septic uterus, which is deadly.
Amy's one of thousands of Hispanic women who seek abortion every year. In fact, the CDC says Hispanic women are nearly twice as likely to get an abortion compared to white women. Black women are 4 times as likely.
Well, for forcing pregnancy in childbirth and not giving a woman agency over her own decisions on when she decides to or to not have children really sentences women and their families to generations of poverty.
Heartfelt will be most challenging for women of color, and I'm talking about Black women and Hispanic women.
And Dr. Usheva says crossing state lines for an abortion is often not an option for minority people.
As we speak about women seeking legal abortions and traveling to other states and lacking that financial opportunity to do that, it will have a tremendous impact on them.
Dr. Ilsheva and others are also concerned maternal mortality rates among minorities will spike as some states seek restrictive abortion policies. According to CDC numbers, Black women are 3 times more likely to die from a pregnancy-related cause than white women.
It will have a negative health effect on women, especially of certain income brackets and certain racial and ethnic groups. One of the major implications is that first, abortions will go underground, and that's the biggest danger. That's why this is such a big health issue.
Equal rights! Equal rights!
Pro-abortion rights organizations fear that the overturn of Roe v. Wade will not only affect access to abortion, but also reproductive services. From Washington, D.C., reporting for the South Florida Media Network, Yvette Franco.
In the midst of a major diesel fuel shortage this morning, experts are warned that Cuba may be on the brink of an emergency grid collapse. People in Havana are waiting in line for days at a time to fill up their gas tanks. Large parts of the island are also experiencing longer power outages. The Cuban government warns the situation is likely to continue for some time.
Today, a young dolphin has a new home after being rescued from a crab trap in the Tampa Bay area. A lifeguard noticed an adult dolphin circling the pier area of Clearwater. The calf was in shallow water and tangled in a trap. Lifeguards were able to free the dolphin but could not reconnect it with its mother. They decided yesterday to rehab the dolphin at SeaWorld Orlando.
The race to rescue baby turtles in South Florida who left the nest in the wrong direction.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
People with certain health conditions can be more vulnerable to the heat. It's really important to check on those people.
Later today, Miami gets to experience a little of the heat wave that has been gripping the U.S. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Keeping cool, the order of the afternoon today as the heat index takes Miami into the triple digits. The Sunshine State facing a heat wave, and Miami-Dade is not being spared.
In fact, as the network's Michelle Morris reports, the mayor has created a new office to try to keep everyone safe.
Americans across the nation are lowering the temperature on their thermostats as heat alerts make its way across the country.
Miserably hot. I thought I had at least a day in me. I don't know if I'll make it tonight.
The scorching hot weather has caused a global heat wave that can be extremely dangerous if not careful.
Be careful with any kind of fire if you're outside. Follow burn bans.
Yesterday, President Joe Biden announced new executive actions to combat the effects of climate change.
Climate change is literally an existential threat to our nation and to the world. In the coming days, my administration will announce the executive actions we have developed to combat this emergency. We need to act.
In South Florida, famously known for its warm weather and sunny beaches, is also on the heat wave radar. Miami-Dade County Mayor Danielle Levine Cava appoints the first ever chief heat officer, Jane Gilbert, who was also the city of Miami's former chief resilience officer. Her role focuses on bringing awareness to the dangers of extreme heat.
And to check on their friends, family, and neighbors. Elderly, young children, people with certain health conditions can be more vulnerable to the heat. It's really important to check on those people and make sure that they have the ability to take care of themselves.
As the temperature continues to rise, South Floridians are advised to drink plenty of fluids and stay cool as the heat index will feel like the triple digits later today. Reporting for South Florida Media Network, Michelle Morris.
Baby turtles are swimming in the Florida Keys today after being saved. On Monday, the authorities received a call that newly hatched turtles had waddled to the wooden dock of the Key West restaurant. After closing, police and restaurant staff worked together to place them in the ocean. Wildlife officials say the turtles, which usually hatch around midnight, were way off schedule.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
I'm Elena Key. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.